الحمد لله تعالى نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا، إنه من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم، وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. ثم أما بعد، اللهم إني أبرأ إليك من حولي وقوتي وألجأ إلى حول الله وقوته، ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم، لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم، لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. في هذا اليوم إن شاء الله سنتناول أمرا هاما في حياة المسلمين وخصوصا المرأة المسلمة، إذ أن كثيرا من النساء الآن تسمع بأن الحجاب ليس فرض على المرأة المسلمة، ولا توجد مشكلة في أن يعصي الله سبحانه وتعالى، أن يعصي الإنسان ربه سبحانه وتعالى ويقر بهذا الذنب، ولكن المشكلة في أن يغير الحلال إلى حرام أو الحرام إلى حلال. There are many sisters that been told that the hijab is not part of Islam, and many of the sisters start to take their hijab off, and there is no problem if they feel the pressure, but in their heart they know it is fard, it is an obligation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon every woman, every Muslim woman to have her hijab. But the problem is with those who reject it and say this is not fard, this is not a command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And today inshallah I'll give you a different approach. So I will not get into the debate of halal or haram and fard or not fard. We'll see, we'll go in a journey. What was the clothes, what was the dress code before Islam and after Islam? We may not finish in one khutbah. So inshallah, if I don't finish today, I will try to continue next khutbah inshallah in the same place. So يعني ما كان لباس المرأة قبل الإسلام في جاهلية العرب، وبعد أن نزل القرآن كيف كان لباس المرأة بعد نزول القرآن؟ من خلال دراسة النصوص الأدبية, by studying the Arabic literature that everyone will have. We have a lot of resources in this. But يعني قبل أن نبدأ هناك بعض التمهيدات البسيطة. There's some issues, some principles we have to agree upon, all of us. الأول ما ذكره الإمام الماوردي رحمه الله أن الدين أس والملك حارس، فما لا أس له فمهدوم وما لا حارس له فضائع. Imam Mawardi have a beautiful statement. He said, Deen is like the foundation of a house. And the mulk, the kingdom, the state, the power, the technology, is like the guard, the security guard. If the house has no foundation, it will collapse. And if there is no guard, it will be lost. And the problem that we have is because we don't have, our ummah is not strong enough. We don't have قوة وحضارة المسلمين لا نعيشها الآن. ابن خلدون يقول في كلمة جميلة: المغلوب مولع أبدا بالاقتداء بالغالب في شعاره وزيه ونحلته وسائر أحواله. Ibn Khaldun in his introduction have a beautiful statement. He said, the defeated nation always will copy the victorious one, and they will copy them in their clothes, in their culture, in their way of life. So this is the main problem. It is not the clothes. It is that we are defeated and we want to copy the victorious one. النقطة الثانية أن الصراع الداخلي بين المسلمين هو أحد أكبر المشاكل. فالعلماء اختلف في أمر الحجاب، هل نستر الوجه يعني يكون نقاب من المرأة تغطي وجهها ولا تظهر وجهها، اللي هو ما يعرفون النساء الآن الحجاب، يعني النقاب بمصطلحنا الحالي أو الحجاب بالمصطلح الحالي. يعني and the ulama have different opinions, which is through the history we have two opinions. Either the woman will cover her face or show her face. But the problem is when these two teams fight each other, what will happen? It will allow the enemy of Islam to attack Islam. So we should not fight. We should focus on the outside enemy. Because inside there is no enemies. We all brothers and sisters. We all Muslims. As long as we have considerable or normal different opinions. ما يسميه العلماء الخلاف المعتبر. There's a difference in opinion that we accept. And we have many examples. The famous one, or the most famous one, is the difference in قراءة الفاتحة. To recite the Fatiha behind the Imam or not. I will not go into this debate. But you all know that you can recite the Fatiha behind the Imam, or you don't have to recite the Fatiha before them. So we have different opinions in many more important critical issues. النقطة الثالثة أن الله سبحانه وتعالى حينما أنزل في قرآنه يا بني آدم قد أنزلنا عليكم لباسا يواري سوآتكم وريشا ولباس التقوى ذلك خير. والآية اللي بعدها ذلك من الآيات لعلهم يذكرون يا بني آدم لا يفتننكم الشيطان كما أخرج أبويكم من الجنة ينزع عنهما لباسهما ليريهما سوآتهما. So Allah سبحانه وتعالى في هذه الآية ندرك أن اللباس إنزال من الله. اللباس أمر من الله سبحانه وتعالى. Allah in this beautiful ayah Allah said, O children of Adam, we have bestowed upon you clothing to conceal your private parts and adornment, but the clothing of righteousness, that's the best. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, O children of Adam, let not Satan, shaitan, tempt you as he removed your parent from paradise, stripping them of their clothing to show them their private parts. So subhanAllah, Allah bestowed us with ni'mah of clothing, and the shaitan goal is to take this off. So we have to understand that in the libas inzal min Allah. Allah said anzala. Allah bestowed. Allah gave it to us. So Allah is the one who has the right to set the dress code for mankind. It's not up to us. And we know the struggle of the shaitan to change this, to take this ni'mah away from you. And I said before, one major difference between insan and hayawan and animals. Animals are naked. Animals has no dress code, but insan has. For a ni'mah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from wisdom of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to cover us with this. The last one, أن الأدب لا يخفى على أحد أن الأدب قصص الشعر الروايات كل هذه هي مرآة تعكس واقع المجتمع. فالأدب يصور المجتمع ويؤثر في علاقاته التفاعلية. The literature, what we have out of poems, out of stories, all this is really reflecting what we have in life. It will reflect the social life of people. Also, it will influence the life of people. So, when we have a story that someone 100 years ago went to Hajj from North America, he will take what? A plane? Will take a ship. So, when we read the story about a man, the story has different goal, has different moral, many of incidents happen in the story, but we can learn from the story that the man, when he traveled to perform Hajj, he traveled by ship. We know now. Now, you have anyone going for Hajj by ship? So if someone going to write a story, any story, even fiction story, he will write, I went to Mecca by plane. So we can learn from literature what was the social life of people. Even the story is not true, it's a fiction, it's imagination of the writer, but still reflect what people have. And if you know, you watch any movie about Superman, so you know that Superman is not true, but the streets of New York is true. The trucks that flying is true. The building is true, you know? So we can get a lot of true things out of stories that even not true. So this is a methodology that we are going to implement in this. So we start with our كيف كانت أمتنا في الجاهلية. How our ummah in Jahiliyyah, ignorance in time before Islam. And of course, why we focus on Arab? Because it's not Arab is more important than non-Arab. No, because Quran was revealed, came down in this area. So we speak about this particular area, Arabia. We don't care about Egypt, we don't care about Iraq, we care about the Arabia where the Quran came down, how the people behaved before and how the people behave after the ayat of the Quran. So we have many resources, and I will not, if someone wants this booklet, I can give it to you inshallah, and I will translate it in English soon, so everybody have the sources of this message أو رسالة. So number one is دكتور أحمد الحوفي يذكر في كتابه المرأة في شعر الجاهلي كان الكثير من نساء العرب سوافر في الجاهلية. So he said many women of the Jahili time, they used to be safir, sawafir. What safir mean? If you go now to any woman or any man, ask him, this woman is safir. He will say she has no hijab. But actually safir or sawafir plural mean makshufat al-wujuh, meaning their face is not covered. So they don't put cover on their face. The whole body is covered except the face. So he's saying many women before Islam used to be covering their faces or uncover their faces. Nobody speaks about naked or show her body. Or this is the Jahiliyyah time. So Islam actually did not put this as a rule from day one. Islam accepted. أقر الإسلام لباس المرأة. Islam approved and confirmed the dress code of the woman in Jahiliyyah time. But he made some modifications. He made some changes for something not right. And this is what we'll go to see. وأصل السفر في اللغة هو الكشف. The word سفر in Arabic mean كشف. ويسمى المسافر، ليه سمينا المسافر مسافر؟ لأنه نكتشف من أخلاقه الكثير في السفر. We discover you, we discover your behavior, we discover your moral values while we are traveling, when we have less money, when we have less resources. So everybody you will be makshuf, you will be uncovered. You may cover your reality in different, uneasy situations, but in the difficult situations, we discover you more and more. So he said the word sufur, meaning showing their faces. The same problem with many of us reading old texts. You know, في سورة يوسف وجاءت سيارة فأرسلوا والدهم. You know, a car came. سيارة. Allah said in the Quran, سيارة. What's سيارة in Arabic? Car. So many people will understand سيارة is car, but there were no cars in the time of Yusuf alayhi salam. It was caravan. It's a traveling caravan, and they went this area. But now we translate it. Same way, ذرة. فمن يعمل مثقال ذرة خيرا يرى. Ask anyone what ذرة in the Quran means. He'll tell you atom. But atom, nobody knows about atoms back then. ذرة mean very little particles, like dust particles. So we have to be careful. The way we use words now is different from the way people use words 1400 years ago. So the word as-sufur doesn't mean what we have now. The word as-sufur back then meaning showing their faces. But the word al-hijab and the word al-niqab was covering their faces. Hijab and niqab for early Arab before Islam meaning covering their faces. Now we use the word hijab in a different way. When you say hijab, this woman has a hijab, what do you mean? That you can see her face. Completely opposite. Subhanallah. Okay? And then we have the word al-khimar. The word al-khimar, and subhanallah, Allah uses it in the Quran. Al-khimar huwa ghita'u ras, head cover. Regardless if she covered her face or not. Okay? So now we have many words we have. We have khimar, head cover, only covering the head. We have al-hijab and al-niqab, covering their faces. And we have imra'atun safir, mean she's covered but she's showing her face. So these are the terms that the Quran, when the Quran came down to these people, was telling them, was talking to them into their culture. And of course, al-khimar, you can have the woman have their head covered and she's pushed it back. What happened is, and this is a mistake, and Allah corrected for Arab, that her chest, part of her chest will be shown off because the cover is falling in the back. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him, وَلْيَضْرِبْنَ بِخُمُرِهِنَّ عَلَى جُيُوبِهِنَّ, meaning the remaining of the head cover, turn it around and put it in front of you. So كان الخمار هو غطاء الرأس، بغض النظر عن تغطي المرأة وجهها أم لا، فكان بقية الخمار يسدل خلف الظهر، فالله سبحانه وتعالى أمرهم أن يأخذوا هذه البقية ويديرونها ويغطوا بها فتحة الصدر to cover their neck and their chest. This has nothing to do with مفسرين or فقهاء. This is the simple understanding of Arabic language and how the people use it. Now I will give you some examples of literature that we have back and before Quran. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. شعر جاهلي. This is very difficult to translate, so I will do my best. So forgive me for any shortcoming. يعني هو الشعر الجاهلي أصلاً صعب على العرب، فما بالك عندما نترجمه. I will not be able to mention everything because of the time, but inshallah this is why I will say we'll continue next Jum'ah inshallah. So please try to come next time so you have the whole subject covered. يقول طرفة بن العبد: سقط النصيف ولم ترد إسقاطه فتناولته واتقتنا باليد. The طرفة بن العبد talking about a woman. This is before Islam. And now I'm not talking about halal and haram. So please don't, I'm just talking about stories, okay? Some of them you may don't like, but this is the social life of people. So he said, the khimar fell down accidentally. She didn't mean for her hijab to fall down. فَتَنَاوَلَتْهُ وَاتَّقَتْنَا بِهِ. She hold the hijab and she covered her face with her hand. This is an unintentional movement. When you cover yourself with a woman, when the hijab fell down, she put her hand on her face to cover her face. Another شاعر يقول: وصدت كأن الشمس تحت قناعها بدا حاجب منها وضنت بحاجبي. These people, they don't believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but they just said what they live. He said, she hold their beauty like the light of the sun. And then I can see one eyebrow from under the qina, under the hijab, and she covered the other one. So he's saying now you can see that she's covering half and showing half. Another man loved a woman, and he speak about how this woman is good. يقول: فقد أعجبتني لا سقوط قناعها إذا ما مشت ولا بذات تلفتي. He said, I like this. I like the moral values of this woman. When she goes out, her hijab doesn't fall down, meaning she tied it well. See how sometimes women, their hijab is about to fall down. But he said, this woman, I love and I respect, she's tied her hijab well when she walk out, and وإذا مشت فليست إذا ما مشت ولا بذات تلفتي. When she's walking, she's not turning right and left out of modesty. She doesn't want to see what people are doing. She focus in her road, and here focus up front or straight. She doesn't stare at other people, what their people are doing. So he's complimenting his woman about this. Aisha radiallahu anha, and I mentioned this as a text, not hadith, that he said: رحم الله نساء الأنصار لما نزلت سورة النور عمدنا إلى حجور فشققنهن فاتخذنهن خمرا. فمعنى هذا أن النساء كانت سوافر، كان وجههن مكشوفا. Said Aisha radiallahu anha, may Allah give mercy to the women of Ansar. When the verses of the hijab came down, they went to some of their fabrics and they cut them and they covered their faces. We have the last story about a man. His name is Tawba al-Himyari. He used to love a woman and he used to travel to her all the time. And he will, every time he meet her, now two lovers, in Jahiliyyah time, when they sit down, she covered her face. He said, and one time her family discovered the relationship. So they told the Sultan or the tribe leader, and he said, when he comes, kill him. So he said, and told her, they warned her, if you warn him, we will kill you too. So she was not able to send a message warning him not to come. So what she did, she went out, and he's approaching, and she took her hijab off. So he said, this is what he said. He said, وَكُنْتُ إِذَا مَا جِئْتُ لَيْلَا تَبَرْقَعْتُ. فقد رابني منها الغداة سفورها. He said, when I used to come and meet Layla, she used to what? Had the burqa, had the niqab, cover her face. Today something fishy. She uncovered her face. So he got the message and escaped. Regardless, you like the story or not, but this is the social life of people. This is how the Arab before Islam. So before Islam, we have women either cover their face or show their face, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala modified, Allah approved, Quran approved their dress code, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran said the only thing you need to change, which is 2 ayah, inshallah we'll mention next Friday, inshallah, next khutbah, that your hijab should cover your front, your chest, الجيب والرقبة الجيد, and ولا تبرجنا تبرج جاهلية الأولى, don't show your zina, your beauty, except to certain people of the family members. And inshallah we'll continue this, and I don't want to make it too short because I want to give you enough information for brothers and sisters so we close this issue. So we don't have to debate again. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما. اللهم ردنا والمسلمين إلى دينك ردا جميلا. اللهم نسألك يا رب العالمين أن تستر رجال المسلمين وأن تستر نساء المسلمين. Oh Allah, we ask you to cover the Muslim men and to cover the Muslim women to what please you, ya Allah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to teach us our deen and to make us follow the deen in the best way that please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. اللهم ردنا والمسلمين إلى دينك ردا جميلا. اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين في كل بقاع الأرض يا رب العالمين. وحرر المسجد الأقصى الأسير وحرر ديار الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم اغفر لآبائنا وأمهاتنا إلى أبينا آدم وأمنا حواء واهد ذرياتنا إلى يوم الدين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين. وقوموا إلى صلاتكم. رحمة الله.